Hello everyone, hopefully you can see everything okay. This is my first time recording a video, but since some of you couldn't join us for our class last week, Patty and I wanted to make sure that you were able to participate in our gift bag production, we'll call it. So what we wanted to do with this is to help you use up some of your DSP, because if you're anything like myself, you probably have a couple years worth of stock in your craft room. So what you're going to need for this project is two 12 by 12 DSP pages, or DSP. Just make sure they are the same, so you want them to be two. You're going to make a gift bag, and this is going to be, it's pretty flexible. You can kind of tailor this to make it whatever size you want it to be, just by cutting down your paper. So with this one, we're going to use the 12 by 12 for simplicity tonight. So, and then you're also going to make a matching tag as well. So join me if you can. You're going to need 2 pages of DSP, 12 by 12 again. You're also going to want, if you're following along with me, to use the tailored tags die. This is the largest one. And then some sort of matching cardstock to go with it. I'm using garden green today. So, and then possibly ribbon, and we'll go into that. So you're welcome to do it with me, or you can join along later and kind of do it step by step. So we're going to start off with the Simply Scored. You can also use your paper trimmer if you would like. That works perfectly fine. I just want to caution you, do not press too hard. I was having some problems as I was making some prototypes. I was getting some holes in them, so I'm just going to make sure that you're, to warn you to be very careful. I'm going to actually use my bone folder today to make this. I found that actually was not quite so aggressive. So make sure you pay attention to any directional images on your DSP, because you want to pay attention to that. You'll want to also pick your front and your back. I'm going to choose this for the outside of my bag, and this will be the inside. So what we're going to start off with is, and since they're equal, it doesn't really matter which one right now, but you're going to actually make your first impression. It's going to be, now this is kind of where there's some flexibility with this one. You can make your little let's see, we'll do this side. You can make your overhang as wide as you want it. We did it anywhere from 2, 1.5, or 1. I'm going to stick with 1.5. I thought that was a pretty nice width. So to make it so that I don't poke a hole through my DSP, I actually use the side of my bone folder, but I've got this one that's pretty old, so if yours is a little bit different, it may not work. So I'm just going to use this side and gently go along that 1.5 inch. And after you get your 1.5, the other 3 sides are going to actually be 3 inches. So you've got your 1.5, and you're going to just keep rotating it and doing it at 3 inches. All right, so now all 4 sides are done. You're going to do the exact same thing with the other sheet. So you're going to start with the 1.5. Oops. Make sure you're careful to stay on the lines. Man, struggle bus tonight apparently. 1.5. 3. 3. Possible one of my children's going to come down here, and just a heads up. All right, so then the next step is going to be, again, you chose your front and your back of your bag, or the inside and the outside. I apologize, said child did come down. So you're going to actually go through and gently fold along all your creases. Find your 1.5 inch mark. Sometimes it's easier on the solid sides. Here we go. So you're going to actually fold down your flap. Okay, so now we found all those. And then now you can kind of go through and find all your other flaps. Again, creasing gently so as to not poke holes. You don't want a hole in your bag. With my luck, it'd be a candle that would fall. I think I got them all right there. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you're going to make sure that you glue down with adhesive, whatever your adhesive of choice is. You're gonna actually glue down that 1.5 inch side. I will emphasize, I struggle with this a little bit. Make sure you get your edges. That's gonna be where it's gonna be really important to get your edges. I like glue. It does tend to be a little bit more permanent. And on this, with being a bag, you want it to be permanent. So we're gonna go with a bag on this one. I was having a hard time with like the edges coming up, so we're gonna make sure those getting nice and stuck down. And you'll do the same thing with the other side. Hope everybody's getting ready for Christmas. All right, it's been slow for me, but the season tends to go by too fast and there's never enough time. So all right, so there we have our flap stuck down. So now you should have two identical pieces that look like this. So now with your little squares on the bottom part, this is where it'll be a little bit different. On one of them, you're simply going to make 2 cuts. You're going to cut here, creating a flap, and here, creating a flap. And again, that's the bottom, all right? And on this one, you're gonna actually cut the squares out. Again, this is the bottom. So you'll cut this piece out here. And this piece out here. And we're gonna use these to make a coordinating tag. Hopefully you're following along with me. Okay, so it's my first video again, so be kind. Okay, so I just grabbed a scrap piece of cardstock that I had laying around in my scrap pile. You're gonna have a piece that's just slightly smaller than this. So it would be, what, 6 by 3? Is this 3 by 6? So this is just a smidge smaller. And you're gonna use this for stability. So first step, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to smear some glue on the bottom. So this is the one I have with all my flaps here. So I'm going to fold my flaps up so you can see them a little bit. And I'm going to stick glue down here. Okay. And I'm going to just stick my cardstock here. Again, this is just for stability. No one is going to see this. We're going to create a sandwich. Then you're going to put some more glue on here. Okay, you're going to take this other piece, again this is the bottom, and you're going to do it with the inside up again, just like your other piece. And you've now created a sandwich, okay? Alright, now I'm going to switch to tear tape because I don't think I'm patient enough to use the glue and get it to actually dry, because this next part is a little bit, where did I put my tearing tape? It's a little bit more, it's where you start getting into 3D, so you have to make sure that you really get it stuck. So I'm going to actually stick it, this is that flap again, I'm going to put it on the bottoms of both. And I'm going to just put some good tearing tape pieces in here. And I'm going to actually go ahead and do both flaps. Tear and tape is good. It's a nice permanent adhesive. You could also use glue if you're more patient than I am, or maybe if you're not doing it late at night on camera with people watching you. You can also use Stampin' Seal Plus. I do enjoy using that, but I haven't used it for a bag yet. Alright, so go ahead and take your adhesives off, or your backs of your tear tape. And go ahead and do that for both flaps. Alright, so you have your tear and tape off. So your next step is going to be to bring the side with the flaps. You're going to bring it up and bring those flaps in and stick them down, creating your bag shape with your bottom. And really give those a press once you get them where you want them. Now once you get them where they are, once you get them stuck, they're stuck. So make sure you've got it before you really press. And you're going to start to see your bag shape now. Okay. Alright. Alright, so this next step you're going to actually bring, you can do it one of two ways. You can hug this one around it, or you can bring it inside. You pick whichever works best for you. I think I'm going to actually bring it to the inside. Now once you decide that, you're going to stick your tear and tape down. So since I'm going to stick it on the inside, I'm going to put my tear and tape on this part because it's going to hug inside here. Okay? If you do it wrong, you'll just change how you do it. You have it on the outside, right? So go ahead and put your tear and tape on. It's going to feel like you're using a lot of adhesive, but keep in mind this is what's keeping your box together, or your bag together. So
yeah.
Apparently I have a child down here with me. Okay, so once you get all of those sides done, you will go ahead and take off the backing. With any luck, there we go. Ow. I think I stabbed myself. All right. Okay, so I've my adhesive backing off. So now I'm just going to stick this side. Remember, this is the one that had the sides cut off, or the triangle, or the squares cut off. If I knew my shapes, you're going to stick it inside there, get it where you want it, and you can kind of tip it on its side and really give it a good press. And I would do one side at a time. Alright. There you have it. There's your bag. Now if you notice when you do this step, I noticed I didn't do a great job of getting all the way to the edge of my bottom here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Glue. It's a good problem to have. That's an easy fix. But I'm very excited to say I didn't get a single tear in this one. So yay. Yeah, like I said, the side of the bone folder, being careful with that. Simply Scored really does help. So there is the bag. We've got that going. So now I said we're going to use these extra squared, I got the right shape. We're going to use these to actually create your tag. Here's a couple different ideas that I had done. This again uses the tailored tags. I just used an extra one on the back and a coordinating color. This bow does come from, it's in the annual catalog. It makes a gift bag, or a gift card holder. I can't think what it's called off the top of my head. And then this also just made a bow out of some ribbon that I had. So again, this is pretty old. So I already have just the blank one here of that garden green. And then, believe it or not, I've got to grab. Sorry about that. I forgot to grab some Whisper White. Here we go. So we're going to first figure out how you want it. I'm going to use the red side because I've got a lot of this one. And I'm going to kind of just put it in here at an angle, testing with my tag, because we're going to have some words on it. So that's a good spot. So once you kind of get it where you want it, go ahead and put some glue down. Again, use your adhesive of choice. Okay. Got that on there. And then I'm going to actually put a little strip just to kind of finish it up a little bit. Again, this is just a 1/4 inch piece of cardstock in garden green. It kind of ties it all together. One nice thing about if you choose to use old DSP that has current colors, you might still have some current ribbon. So we're going to actually use the green ribbon from the Real Red and Garden Green combo pack today on mine. So it'll still coordinate. So, alright, so we're going to stick that. I've got my little miniature embossing friend here. And we'll stick that on there. And hopefully if you're having problems figuring out the bottom, just cut that off a little bit. I can't quite see where the bottom of my thing is, so that's a little bit of a problem. Alright, so just stick that on there. Okay, so there you have it. Then you can choose whatever sentiment you'd like on there. Let's see what I've got. What did I use before? Guess I should have picked one before. We'll get there. We're just going to go with classic Christmas greetings on this one, I think. And we'll do that in, oh, let's go with the cherry cobbler. I think, yeah, we'll go with cherry cobbler. So we'll just ink that up. Okay, beautiful. Which is good, because otherwise I'd have to do it again. I guess I've got another shot if I screw it up. And then you can, I want it to stay where I put it. Okay. There's that. And we're going to tie it a little bow here. Now you have some flexibility in what you want to do as far as, do you want to put the ribbons for handles? Do you not want to put a ribbon for a handle? I'm going to opt to not put a ribbon on for the handle this time, just because I think that, you know, it's going to be more of a kind of a crossover between a bag and a box. Plus, I don't want to give the illusion of stability, because I think I'm going to put something breakable in that one. So, call me daring, I suppose. Alright, so now I'm going to get my glue dots and stick that down. And I think, ooh, I don't know about you, but I hate the new design of these glue dots, so that's okay. I'm not sure I'm patient enough to go and reverse the whole roll either. Alright, so then we'll stick that on there. And then you can finish them off with some jewels if you would like. I will do that. Maybe. There we go. And I pretty much always put these on in 3. So there is that. Now I think since I'm not going to put handles on mine, I'm trying to think how I want to stick that on there. I might just go ahead, you could just, you know, tape it on there. Might just poke a hole in it. And then I'm just going to take a piece of that green ribbon I just had in my hands that now, of course, I cannot find. There we go. Goodness gracious. And I'm going to just tie that on there. Well, let's do this. Again, you have flexibility in how you want to finish this. You can put a handle. I didn't want to this time. Let's figure it out with you guys. There. So there I finish it off and I put the cute little tag on there. So now you've got a way to have a personalized gift wrapping, or let's say you run out of bag and it's Christmas Eve, you can make your own, not to rush to the store. So that was one of our fourth projects, third and fourth, I guess, project from our holiday stamp class this week. So if you have any questions, let us know, and happy holidays.